Today I'm making a really fun psychic development video, and we're going to practice looking into the future and making predictions using oracle cards. And the oracle card in front of me is the Nature's Whispers oracle deck, but I'm probably going to use other decks as well, maybe even some tarot decks. And we're going to predict what cards are going to come out and how many of them, and what numbers, colors, images, and things like that are going to be within the cards. So this is going to be a really fun video, and I hope you can practice and learn something from this. And before I show you the images on the cards, I'm also going to read them, and I'm going to ask Spirit to make the messages pretty universal so everyone who comes across this video can take a message away from the cards and just what comes through. So I'm going to begin. So just clear your mind, and once your mind is still and you're not thinking about a lot of things, some thoughts can still come through, but just make some room in your mind to allow the messages to come to you. So once you feel like you're in a good place to receive the messages, just make your mind a clean slate as much as you can. And then ask how many cards are going to come out, and what are the cards going to look like, and what's going to be within the cards. And then just wait and see what comes to you when you ask that question. Usually the first thing that comes is the right answer, so just trust that. And maybe write them down just so you don't forget, because a lot can come through. There's a lot of images within these cards. I think it's good for you to know that because you may see so many different things. Think of colors, numbers. And you may even just feel the messages, like you feel that there's yellow in the card, or you feel that it says you, or there's a 3 on it, or you just know, or you may even smell something or taste something, like some kind of food, and maybe that food is within the card. So whatever extra sensory ability that you use, like maybe you were really clairsentient, so you feel the messages, just trust what you feel. I see a lot of things, so I usually just see the symbols and I also hear messages, so whatever gift is very strong for you, just trust whatever comes through in that type of way. And if you need to pause this video, if you need more time, that's totally fine. You could just fast forward to the part where I pull the cards, so that works also. Okay, so I'm going to begin now. Okay. So I'm going to see what is on this card, and I'm going to channel some messages. Just see what comes through here. It's interesting because I'm seeing a scene that is Halloween style. Like, I feel like I'm at a party right now and there's this barrel full of apples. They're floating in water. And it's interesting, it's like I'm reaching into this barrel trying to find something within the water, but I'm not even focused on the apples. There's something below the surface, it seems like. Like, I could just reach in and pull my hand out and I could take anything out. Like, it's a complete mystery as to what is in this barrel because I can't see through the water. There's a message about things out of the ordinary. Like, when you think of Halloween party, you think of apples, like, what do they call it? Like apple dunking. You think that and you just expect to see that, or you expect to see candy apples, or, well, obviously you expect to see people dressed up. But there's something about something out of the ordinary. Something that's unusual and very, very different. So maybe you're trying to do some new things and they're out of the norm for you. So maybe people are kind of asking, like, that's not really you, why are you doing this? And you just say, well, I felt like doing it, I wanted to try something different that I'm not used to, and who knows, I may end up liking it. Spirit is reminding me of the movie Twilight, when Bella tells her dad that she's gonna go shopping with her friends and he's like, what? You never go shopping, that's weird. And he all of a sudden kind of worries about her because that's just something she doesn't do. So maybe you were doing something that is a little out of your character recently, or you were feeling inspired to do something new. I know I've been inspired to paint recently. I took out some watercolors and decided to begin creating my own oracle deck. And that is pretty out of the usual for me. I haven't painted anything in so long. So maybe something like that is going on and you may not even know why you feel inspired to do that. It's a little weird, but it feels right for you, so you're just saying, okay, I'll just try this out. I feel like doing this. So Spirit is really encouraging you to just go for it and try out some new things. So that's the message for you. Okay. Be your best self always. And there's water here, which is very, very cool because I was seeing water and apples. It says, be your best self always. So I was talking about like things that you do, and maybe you're doing things that are out of the ordinary, but like if it brings the best out of you, then like what is it going to hurt? You know, it's not going to hurt you or anyone else if you choose to do this. So just be your best self always, no matter what, if you choose to do something else. And just like, don't be afraid to express who you are. This card, it feels like it has a lot to do with self-expression and just not really worrying about what other people say and think. It's about what you think, and if it brings goodness into your life and others' lives, then like, why stop doing it, you know? Just keep doing it, or just do something new. If your heart is telling you to do that, that is your best self, you know, because it came from your heart and your own inspiration. And, you know, I feel that there is something with apples, and I'm like asking Spirit, what was up with the apples? Because I saw candy apples and then the apples in the water. There's something about like education and teachers, because when you go to school, you go to learn something new. So maybe you are doing something new that is teaching you something different, so you are learning something new. There's a big aspect about learning, because new experiences, they teach us a lot in things that maybe we never really learned before. So there's something about that. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the deck again, so I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think, okay, how many cards are going to come out, what are the images going to be of, and what numbers, what words. And I'm just going to give you a little bit to clear your head and write those things down. I feel that someone is getting a lot of messages through hearing. Like, I just hear like almost whispering, like in my right ear. I think one of you are actually very, very clairaudient. You hear a lot of messages. I just wanted to share that. Maybe you wanted validation on that, because I hear a lot of talking. I don't know what they're saying, but it's like on the right side of me, and there's like a lot of people talking that's coming through. So that's not you, that's Spirit trying to give you some messages, and I feel like you're trying to fine-tune your clairaudience. And I think once you figure out that that's Spirit and not you, you're going to be able to hear the messages a lot more clearly. I think you're trying to clearly hear what Spirit is telling you, but right now you're just kind of hearing like whispers, and it's kind of hard to hear them. You know, if you look up white noise videos on YouTube or just running water, that might actually help you to be able to clearly hear them, because if you hear white noise, you could hear a lot of different spiritual things coming through. So I think that would help you a lot. I know that helped me. So Spirit wants to give someone some psychic development tips on clairaudience. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle this deck now. If you need to pause the video, if you need more time, you can go ahead and do that. The card flipped over, so I'll just tell you what message I get from it. leap of faith. So maybe you're wanting to take a risk on something and you were a little worried, like, is it going to go well? Should I even do this? Should I stay where I'm at? And it's kind of scary to leave your comfort zone. But Spirit is saying that if you choose to take this leap of faith, you won't fall, and if you stumble a little bit, it'll be fine. You'll be caught by this net underneath this fairy. And there's this saying that Rainbow Harmony says. She's a tarot reader on YouTube. She usually says leap and the net will appear for you, so that message is coming in for you. So it will be okay. If you feel like this is the right thing for you to do, just go for it. And this might not even be something really big. It could be something small. I'm trying to think, like, what would be a small leap of faith? You know, a small leap of faith, it could even be just buying a lottery ticket. I don't know why it's interesting that's coming through. Because in a sense, like, you take a leap of faith because it's possible that you could win. Or maybe you try out for an audition, like you're a musician and you're thinking about auditioning for something, but you aren't sure if you'll win, so you're like, should I even put the time into it? And that is a leap of faith, just signing up for that, you know? And Spirit's saying, have faith in yourself. There's a chance for you to be accepted into that school, or to win that lottery ticket, or to win that audition. So small leaps of faith like that, having faith in yourself and stuff like that is coming through. So maybe do something fun like that. Just go to a gas station or some place where they sell lottery tickets and just go for it. Or just go down to the casino and see if you can win some money and just have fun doing it. I'm feeling like this very playful and fun energy, so it's like, don't even be afraid. There's a net that's gonna catch you if you stumble, but ultimately it's going to be totally fine. Like, there's no reason to be worried about this. Just have some faith. So I'm going to use this Rumi Oracle next. So ask yourself how many cards are going to come out and see what you see or feel or know or smell or taste or any psychic sense that you have. Just see what comes through for you and trust that. And when you ask the question, like how many cards are going to come out, you make an intention to receive messages about that, and that particular like energy message is going to come to you. It makes for very, very clear answers if you ask very, very clear questions. So that's another tip for you. If you want to psychically perceive something, make the question very, very specific if you want a very specific answer. You don't want background noise. You want that particular answer, you know? You want it to be short and sweet. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle this deck and let's see what's going to come out. Those ones. Okay. So it's interesting how one card keeps coming out. I thought a lot of cards was going to come out this time. Okay, so I'm just gonna see what comes through. So I feel like I'm in a forest right now and I'm playing hide and seek with someone. I don't know who this person is though. It kind of feels like I ended up in this forest and I know someone is out there, but I don't know who it is. So the hide and seek, it's not really like a game being played with a friend. It's more so I'm going to hide and seek out this person and figure out who it is. So there could be like a mystery person. I'm trying to think like what would this message be about? It's like there's someone you are seeking, but it's a mystery person, kind of like the question of who is my soulmate, and you don't know who it is. They're a mystery to you, but you want to know who they are. Or maybe you just met someone and they're very mysterious and you want to know more about them. And so you look them up online or something. There could be a message about stalking, which is interesting. Like you may feel that someone is stalking you. But like in this scene, it doesn't really feel like this person is bad or scary. I just know that someone is there, but I just don't know who they are. But it's really weird because it's dark in the woods here. And I'm just sitting behind this bush. I'm kind of like crouched down and looking around. There's not a lot of light and I'm just seeing these glowing red eyes. They're not looking directly at me, but I could see them. And I'm like, who is that? Because like you'd think it's a demon or something, but I don't feel scared for some reason. Maybe someone is trying to come off as different and scary or something, but like you could totally see past that and you just like you see straight into their soul and you're like, you're a good person. You're not evil at all. Or maybe someone is being mean to you. Maybe there is some kind of bully, but you could see past that and you could just see that they're sad and they don't really want to be like that, but they are because they are just sad and not very happy. There's something about you being able to read people really, really well and seeing past the whole facade and the whole mystery about the person. You can just read that about them. So maybe you're very, very psychic in that way. And you could just sense how the person is feeling maybe they can seem happy but they're really depressed. My camera turned off because it said the temperature was like it got too hot, so yeah. During the time I had to wait for my camera to cool off, I thought a little bit more about what I told you about a stalker in a way, but honestly it doesn't really seem like a stalker. It seems more like an admirer. Someone really admires you. And there's also a message about a jokester, like a person that really likes to play jokes on you. And it's kind of like that boyfriend that tries to scare you, but you just don't get scared. And that boyfriend that just likes to play jokes on you. Like, I'm seeing this guy driving his truck and his girlfriend is in the passenger seat and she's got this huge drink in her hand, and when she goes to drink it, he stops the car so it spills like all over her. Kind of like that. Like, it's annoying, but they just, I don't know, that's how they show that they love you, and they just play around like that. Or they put on this scary mask and they jump out, try to scare you, but it just doesn't work. Or maybe it does, maybe they do scare you, but you kind of love that about them, because they're very childlike and just, they're very young at heart. And this could also be a message about a soulmate of yours. Like, if you're wondering like what your soulmate is going to be like, it's possible that they will be kind of like that. They like to joke with you and give you attention in that way. They'll play jokes, make you laugh, and it will be a really lighthearted relationship. And yeah, so I wanted to add that in. And about the red eyes, it's interesting that I saw that. You could read people just by looking into their eyes. Eyes can tell you a lot about a person. So if you are trying to figure out like if you should trust someone, or if that is the right guy for you, or something like that, there's a message about looking into their eyes, and that can tell you a lot about them. It's interesting how much the eyes can tell you, because if you're curious, like if this is true love, you can tell when you look into the person's eyes, like deep into their eyes. It's a soul connection. You could like look into their soul, and just by looking into that person's eyes, you could tell how they feel. And you could tell how much they adore you just by seeing how they look at you. So there's something about face expressions with you as well. Like showing your affection through facial expressions, maybe making funny faces at someone that you're with, sticking your tongue out at them, and it's like physical gestures as well. Maybe you have like that cute little unique thing that you do with your significant other, that just, it's like an inside joke that you have, and it's just very cute and very, very sweet. So someone who's watching this, you may have a relationship like that, and it's just, people probably really admire that about you. Like, they admire the relationship that you have with someone, or you admire the relationship that someone else has, and you want that, and Spirit wants you to know that that is there for you. It will find you someday in divine timing. So there's definitely something very sweet about that. So I hope that resonates with you. I know that's very specific. It may not resonate with everyone, but I wanted to share that. Aw, enter the Garden of Delights. And I saw a forest with bushes, so it's very cool that it was this card that came out. And it says enter the Garden of Delights, and that really goes along with what I just said, like having that special relationship with someone and just playing jokes with people, whether it's your friend or a significant other, like a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's just having a good time with them and making them smile and laugh, and just having like that inside joke, and it makes you feel special to be a part of. Like this garden, it's very special to go to, and it's very, very sacred, and it's like appreciating those things in life, because it says enter the Garden of Delight. So maybe play more jokes on people, or just Spirit saying laugh more, and really experience the delights in life, whether it's with someone else or just with yourself. Just have more of that is basically the message. I'm thinking, like, what other card should I use for this? I'm going to use this Sakoli Tarot. I'll leave all of the decks I use in the description box below, so you can check them out if you like them. Okay, so how many cards and what is going to be on the card? Just clear your head, clear your mind, and maybe take a deep breath and just really center yourself and focus your thoughts on this one thing. And meditation really is focus. It's training your mind to focus on something, and you train your mind to receive psychic messages in that way through questions and just taking a deep breath, you know, and it trains your mind, and you say, oh yeah, it's time to receive some messages. So see what comes through. I'm seeing a crown, so maybe a king card will come out, or someone who's wearing a crown will come out. Or maybe that's just a message that's going to go along with the card. I'm seeing a 7 also. Okay. You can always pause the video if you need more time. I'm going to begin here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if you got 11, yeah. And this is gonna be a lot of cards. I'm only going to read like a few of these, okay, because I'm not going to read all of these, all 11. So okay, I'll read 3. But if you got 11, you got that on point. If I receive the number 11, if I asked like how many cards are gonna come out, I probably would have doubted that a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna tap into the messages here. Let's see. I'm seeing a donut, and I'm kind of thinking back on the other message I gave with enter the Garden of Delights. This is kind of like a delight in life. It's something sweet that you can enjoy. And the energy in this reading, it really is about this, finding more sweets, so to speak, like metaphorically. Find some more sweets in your life that you can enjoy, whether it's going out and doing something different, learning something new, playing jokes on your boyfriend or girlfriend, coming up with some inside jokes just in like spontaneously. Yes, being spontaneous is another thing. Going out and just buying a lottery ticket, deciding to go somewhere fun, like a comedy night, or karaoke night, or DJ disco night at the nightclub. Or just going out and getting some donuts. Maybe driving out to this very special donut factory that you saw on TV once. I think there's a place called like Voodoo Donuts or something like that. It's very unique and they have so many different donuts. It's a variety. So maybe there's also a message about like having a variety of sweets in your life. Let's figure out what you love and find a lot of things that you love, not just one thing. Let's have a lot of loves in our life, is what I'm hearing. That doesn't hurt. Finding something that you love, that doesn't hurt at all. And having a lot of things that you love to do, that's just, the more the merrier is what I'm hearing. The more the merrier. That's all I'm getting here. Okay, so let's see. Huh. Interesting. Ah! We got this 7. Okay. And this is interesting because there's a lot of fish swimming around, so like the fish represent the sweets in your life. And I think it's a Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh, you guys got a lot of cups here. And there's a lot of rabbits in here. So kind of representing like a variety of things, or just having a lot of things to choose from, and love, your loves in your life. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's interesting. So there's a lot of dolls that this girl is holding. There's definitely something about the more the merrier here, because like in the first card there's a lot of goldfish, and in the second card there's a lot of bunnies and a lot of holes, and in the third one there's a lot of dolls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was just curious how many like goldfish there were and bunnies and girls, because I got the number 7, but this card does have the number 7 on it. But I was just curious. And there's a girl in every one of these cards. Just one person, but a lot of like small things, like representing donuts, like the little things in life. It's going along with that message. And there's a lot of blue. Let me see. Because like you got the cups here, like 3 cups cards, and cups have to do with emotions. So this also goes along with the message of finding more like joys in your life, more of those things, more activities that you enjoy to do, and that is going to create a lot of happiness in your life and a lot of fulfillment. And it's also interesting because all of these girls, they're wearing blue dresses, all of them, and they all have this blue accessory in their hair. Also, I'm trying to figure out what that means. For some reason, I'm kind of drawing a blank on that. You could see that. But all the girls, they look very, very similar. And the blue is significant here. Maybe you've been feeling blue, and finding those things that you love are going to bring more happiness into your life. Because like sadness is an emotion, but happiness is an emotion as well. So there's something about emotions. And I want to get the booklet. Okay. I'm curious what the booklet says about these cards. So we got the Knight of Cups. Okay. Actually, I'll read that one last. So, 7 of Cups, it says, too many choices can cause confusion. If you are not sure what to choose, don't choose yet. Let things settle down and it will become clear. Key concepts are scattered energy, conflicting desires, and surprises. And surprises is like, it may surprise you what you love to do. Like maybe you decide to go horseback riding one day and you thought you wouldn't really like it, but then you figure out that you actually love it. So, and that surprises you. So there may be a surprise coming into your life as well. And there's choices. But I'm saying like the more the merrier when it comes to things that make you happy, but maybe there are a lot of choices and they're like conflicting here. So, oh, you got the Ace of Cups. I'm not used to seeing the 1 on the aces. I just see Ace of Cups, not the number 1. So it says, love must begin with self-love. Be as kind to yourself as you are to others, and love will increase in your life. A loving heart, a gift, and compassion. Oh, that's sweet. Ace of Cups is also the holy grail of positive emotions. It's happiness, it's joy, it's a really good time in your life. So it's a very positive card to come out for you. It's like one sec here. So the Knight of Cups. One who obeys the commands of the heart does not, one who obeys the commands of the heart does not hesitate in the pursuit of a righteous cause. Yeah, there's something about the heart here, so just listen to your heart when it comes to making a decision and changes that you want to make in your life or changes that you don't want to make in your life. Just listen to that and just do what you feel is the right thing for yourself, because self-love is coming through pretty strongly, like it was mentioned in the Ace of Cups card here. So maybe practice more self-love and just really think about yourself. Maybe you are putting that off, like you're focusing on what other people need, but you aren't focusing on what you need. So start thinking about that more and make some good choices for yourself and just listen to your heart and just go with what you feel would be best and right for you. Okay, so I'm going to use this universal cards deck next, and this deck is entirely just one word on each card. I'll show you here. But yeah, you get the gist. There's only one word on each card, no images whatsoever. So this time, well, if you see something, it could be symbolic of that word, because okay, so if the flow card comes out, then and you see water, then you got that on point, because water is symbolic of flow, just like flowing with the waves and your emotions, and that's symbolic of that. So just trust the images. The images will tell you and like hint to you what the word may be, and you may even get the exact word, but that can be tough to do. So whatever way you receive the message, it will like hint to you what it may be. So just give yourself some time to clear your mind and receive the images and messages about how many cards are going to come out and what they're going to say. Okay. So I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit. I'm seeing the number 5. And I'm seeing the word love as well. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Wow, a lot of cards came out, so interesting. Cool. Okay, so you got forgiveness, fulfillment, release, fire, infinity, simplicity, me, abundance. I love this card. I love when I see this card come out. And power. Okay, so this is a lot of cards to read. So one thing that stood out to me was these cards came out like this. So this tells me that you need to maybe begin to make things more simple for yourself. And maybe it would be good to like create a schedule for yourself, like a daily planner to help you complete and just accomplish the things that you need to get done each day. And I know I have to write down a lot of things that I have to do or else I'll just completely forget about it. So writing stuff down, like plans that you have, maybe getting a calendar, and that can make things simple for yourself, or just anything like that. Maybe instead of going out for lunch during your lunch break, you can instead make your lunch before you go to bed, so you don't have to worry about driving down there and maybe being late. Just make things simple for yourself and don't complicate things for yourself, because that just makes things harder, like on yourself, and harder to accomplish. So simplify some things. Simplify your schedule. And there's power in that. Like this card says, there's power in simple, because when you make things simple, you have extra energy to go towards other things instead of spending so much time on just one thing. There's like another word, time management as well. And when you have really good time management skills, you are able to have enough time for things that you really want to do, and just like rejuvenate your soul, and you just have energy for the things that you enjoy doing rather than the things that you have to do, you know? Give yourself time for the things that like you want to do, but those things are like, they should be your responsibility as well, because that goes along with your wellness and just feeling good about yourself and just being happy, you know? That's really important. Start prioritizing some things in your life, and what's important to you, what's your responsibility, but also what do you need to do to feel happy and just fulfilled in life, because the fulfillment card also came out here. So that's important, and that creates abundance for yourself. Just following your passion and having time for your passions, that kind of energy creates abundance for yourself as well, because when you're in a good mood, that attracts abundance and good things into your life, because like attracts like. So if you start putting more time towards your passions and simplifying things so you have the energy and the time to do those things, then that would actually create even more abundance for yourself. And you may think that's not entirely true, like how does doing fun things create abundance for yourself, you know? But I really believe it does, because when you're in that good mood, in that good place, then it's just easier for those like good things to be attracted to you and come to you. And okay, so we got the release card coming out here. That one came out. And like I was saying, it's time to simplify some things, and maybe there's some things that you need to like take out of your schedule that are just unnecessary and not really helping you that much. I'm trying to think of something like that. I'm thinking of this Christmas movie where this lady, she writes back everyone that sends her Christmas letters, but she doesn't know anyone, like any of the people that sent the mail. And I remember the guy was like, why even bother doing that? Because you don't know them, or there was something like that. It was kind of unnecessary and it was really time consuming for her, but it wasn't super important. So yeah, something like that. And we've got infinity and forgiveness. So maybe there's a message about forgiving yourself for any mistakes that you've made, or doing things that didn't really help you that much, and you think like, oh wow, I can't believe I did that for so long, it didn't even help me. But just forgive yourself for those little or big mistakes, because you've learned from them. And the infinity card came out, and that goes along with knowing that you are infinite and you can do anything if you put your mind towards it. Nothing is impossible. You can accomplish that. And infinity, that is a timeline. Like if you're infinite, then it never really goes away. In a sense, like if you learn something, you'll remember it for a lifetime and forever, basically. So once you make a mistake, you're never going to make that mistake again. Like it's a lesson for life, basically. So just forgive yourself for that and know that it actually has helped you and will help you in the future. knowing that like it just didn't really help you that much. Just gonna put these away. Okay. So now I'm going to use the Shadowscapes Tarot here. Okay, so ask yourself how many cards are going to come out and just think about what pictures are going to be on the card and the colors and everything like that. And I'm just going to shuffle this real quick because I know you could pause the video if you need to. Okay. So you got 2 cards here. Very, very colorful cards. These cards are complete opposites of each other, if you could see this, because 4 of Wands, oh my gosh, my camera. Oh my gosh. My camera is a little frustrating sometimes. Okay, so the 4 of Wands, this is the card of celebration and joy and partying and just, it's a message that life is a party basically, and there's a lot to celebrate. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. And we see this girl, she's very sad and just down about things. Like 5 of Pentacles is a loss of something, and it's like feeling that there's no help out there for you. So it's like the complete opposite of 4 of Wands, which is, it's interesting how like opposite these are. And we've got 4 and then 5, so the numbers are interesting also. I'm just looking here. It's almost like weddings are coming to mind, and really, really happy and exciting celebrations like that, like a wedding or a graduation. So it's possible that you are sad and upset because of the celebration. Because if you see your friend getting married and you want to be married but you're not married yet, that's kind of upsetting and that can make you sad. Or if someone is graduating from high school but you aren't yet, that is upsetting. So it's like the loss is more so like you can't experience that yet, so it's very like, it makes you sad because it's not yours yet basically. And it could be like there's this energy of jealousy actually that I'm feeling, like you're jealous of your friend because they're getting married, or jealous of someone because they're graduating from college, or you see posts on Facebook of how happy like this person is and just how awesome their life is, and you feel that your life isn't like that but you wish it was, and it makes you feel like crap. Like I feel very crappy. And like you don't know if those people actually have like the perfect life. Like we all have our good and bad days, you know. But Spirit is saying don't compare yourself. And it's interesting because these cards, they compare themselves. Because over here we've got, oh, everything's perfect, and then on the other side it's like, I feel really crappy and everything looks like crap. So Spirit's saying don't compare yourself, because like you came here to do something different, and it's okay to not have a life similar to someone else's. Just do what you want to do, and if you haven't achieved something yet, just don't compare yourself, because you are on your own unique journey, and sometimes it takes longer for you to accomplish something. And that doesn't say that like you're any less, you know? Like someone isn't better than you because they've achieved something first, you know? You were on your way there. So, and like you're trying, so try not to feel so down on yourself and like you're a victim in a way, because you can get there and you will get there if it's important enough to you. And yeah, there's just something about not letting other people's accomplishments affect your own, and to let that kill your motivation, basically. Just try to look at yourself and your own life in your own view, and just try not to compare, because that will just, it will affect you. So let's say you achieve something, and okay, so let's say you have this job and you got the biggest paycheck of your life and you're so ecstatic about it, and then you go to your friend, tell them about it, and you tell them like how much you got, and then your friend all of a sudden tells you that their paycheck is way bigger than yours, and so they just totally killed that celebration and accomplishment of yours, because like they just said that like they're getting paid more than you, and all of a sudden there's that comparison, and you just feel. Another message that is coming through is to not let people crash on your parade, basically. And this card, it shows a parade in a sense, because we've got these unicorn creatures and fairies just parading around in the sky, you know. And what made me think of weddings and celebrations is the petals. There's like petals floating in the air, and there's these flowers down here, and the Four of Wands is all about celebration also, so that's what led me to think of weddings. So don't let people crash on your parade, and if you have to celebrate on your own, just still celebrate because it's an accomplishment, and celebrate every win that you have, even if it's a small one, because that will help you to feel better, and it will remind you that you are moving forward in the direction that you want to, and you are making headway, you know, you're making things happen, and you're making changes that you want, and you were working hard, and you will find that significant other, like your husband or your wife, in divine timing, and whatever that thing is, you'll end up there, you know, if you put the time into it. And just if it's important to you, if it's making you cry because you don't have it, or making you have a crappy day because you don't have that, then that obviously means that it's important enough to you, and maybe you need to start making some changes so you can have the time to pursue that. There's always a way. You know, some people, they stay up really late to study and go to school so then they could quit their job and work that job that they dream of, you know? There's always a way. Don't say that there's no way that you could have that. Nothing is impossible. So I hope that resonates with whoever watches this. I know this ended up being kind of like a pick a card reading, but it also was a psychic development practice video, so I hope you're able to take away some messages from it. I'm sure you can't take away all the messages, but I hope you're able to take away some, and maybe it taught you a little bit on how to read tarot and oracle cards. So I hope that it helped you in some kind of way, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you would like to receive a personal reading from me, you can go to sunshinepsychicservice.com. I'll leave the link in the description box below so you could check it out, and I'll make some more videos for you guys. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and thank you so much for watching. And please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Okay, bye.